Hi everybody, it's Kim Wilson here. Happy Black Friday. It is so cold here and blustery and there's ice on the road, so it's a good day to stay inside and do some crafting and shopping. Do you have your Christmas shopping done yet? I don't, so I'm going to be shopping after this. So I want to talk about the blends markers again since they are on sale. And so I've grabbed out my set of the well, I like to call them the flesh tone colors, but that's not what they are. They're called Stampin' Blends combo packs in deep, medium, medium light, and light. So they've kind of renamed the colors into those deep. Before they used to be numbered, so my older ones are numbered, and I just realized I'm missing one in the middle here, but I have them kind of grouped from light to dark, and so these are perfect when you need different shades of browns and skin tones for animals or people, especially when I was working on this Nativity card. The stamp set is A Child is Born, and it's got so many different shadings, and I didn't want to use bright colors, so I did use, I grabbed Misty Moonlight for Mary's outfit, and then Joseph's robe I have Smoky Slate, but then I have all these browns I wanted to put in their hair, their skin, the swaddling clothes around baby Jesus, the staff. And so I thought, oh, that's perfect. I'll grab out those sets of blends. So I kind of grouped them from dark to light, and I pulled out some of the darker ones for their hair and then some of the medium ones for the faces. And I was able to add more shading because I had all these different shades. So you can see I have put some shading in various places where the shadows are, and then around the edges of things. So that'll be nice for a Christmas card. And I'm going to use this layout. This is one that Stampin' Up! Gave demonstrators that we can use for a class, and I don't happen to have this Snowy Delights bundle, but I love this layout, so I'm using the circle here from, they use the snowflake. I'm going to use the circle of the nativity scene and put a sentiment there. And so lots of cute ideas, and also they use the blends in this class. So what they did was they just cut the snowflakes out of white cardstock, and then they call it here, if you look on the directions, they say, color them messily with cherry cobbler and smoky slate. So that's a cool way to get multiple colors if you don't have the colored cardstock, is to use your blends markers. So since I don't have the Snowy Delight, I grabbed out to show you Christmas greenery that I used yesterday or the other day in my live. And so I just wanted to remind you that you can, when you cut out a die, you can use the outer part as a stencil, which I used on a card for my swaps for on stage or for backstage, which I don't know if I showed you that or not. I'll have to show you that some other time. But I'm gonna grab my go-to old olives here and messily color. So I just thought that was funny how they said that, messily color. So we will messily color that greenery there and see how that turns out. I don't want to have too much white, so but I do want to leave some white. And let's go ahead and put some of the dark on there too. And I am using the brush tip so I can get a lot of color on, but I'm doing it kind of gently. I'm not pressing down very hard. Oh, that's kind of cool with when you add the shading in there too to get the darker color. So let's get the stem there. Okay, now let me pick that up so you can see what that looks like. And so that would be really kind of fun on a project, right? So now you have a new technique, messily coloring, according to the directions here. And then on the other side, the same sort of thing. This time they messily colored with Pretty Peacock and use the dark and the light and crumb cake. So Pretty Peacock and crumb cake for this card, and another new layout. So hope that gives you some ideas. Another idea that I came across when I was using my Child is Born stamp, it was the ink was kind of beading up since I hadn't used it before. And a lot of times what I'll do is, if that happens, I don't want to stamp it on my project because it'll be blotchy. So I took the stamp, let me see if I have it sitting here handy. I don't know what happened to my stamp. But anyways, I took it and kind of rotated it just a little bit to kind of rub that ink off of it. And that is how, oh, here it is. So I went like this and kind of went, ugh, and picked it up. And that's how I got this kind of shaded look. And I think that's kind of cool, so I might try that. I just did it on scrap paper, but I might try that on cardstock and use maybe a darker brown, maybe early espresso ink, and get that kind of extra shading that you get just by kind of rotating it and squishing it up a little bit around. I think there's a name for that too, because you can do it sideways to make it look like something's moving. So I just did it as a rotating to get that extra color in there, because you might not want to color in all of the various colors. If you're making a lot of cards, you might want to keep it simple and just do the basic outline. And I think that looked pretty cool for a little accidental discovery. So I guess that's all for today. There's my website. We still have lots of blends markers on the Black Friday sale, and also Stampin' Dimensionals are still available on that sale. And Cyber Monday, that starts on Monday. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin fan or would like to give it a try, that's the perfect time when we have that sale on the prepaid subscriptions. So hope that gives you some ideas. Messily coloring and coloring with all the different skin tones and of the Stampin' Blends markers. So happy crafting!